trailers offer the perfect solution for transporting and dispersing diesel and DEF in the field. Built with durability and efficiency in mind, these mobile fuel trailers are designed to handle the demands of farming and construction operations. Grossenberg Implement has a 990 model at one of our locations, and
Core Cares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. Core Cares, proudly serving our community.
Service Master of Pier is your go-to service experts for a wide variety of cleaning needs. Since 2003, we have developed the most effective methods and products to service virtually every type of industry. We're known for our exceptional carpet and upholstery cleaning, but did you know we also offer cleaning of all types of flooring, along with providing fire and water restoration, commercial cleaning, janitorial services, and construction cleanup. Service Master of Pier is a proud sponsor of TF Riggs Governors and Lady Guffs, as well as Stanley County Buffaloes and Lady Buffs activities.
That moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pites Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pites Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
Now's your chance for a great...
And hello, everybody. The doors are opening, the crowds are filing in, and it is time for some playoff basketball here in Fort Pierre as the Stanley County Buffaloes welcome in the Crow Creek Chieftains for a major playoff game, and we couldn't be more thrilled to bring you the live action. Hello, everybody. I'm Justin Cowart, welcoming you, Ben, to the Bank West pregame show. Get things set for a big one. I expect Parkview to be absolutely hopping right now. Fans are filing into their seats. We're a little less than 20 minutes or so away from tipping this one off, as these are two very good teams that know a little bit about each other. Well, folks, before we get any further, we want to remind you can listen to this game live on KGFX. You can also download the DRG News app. We've got basketball action all over the state tonight coming across our airwaves. Go ahead and download the DRG News app to make your listening experience much more streamlined and much more enjoyable. I know there's a lot of Stanley County fans still in the car making their way over here to Parkview for the game. The South Dakota Office of Highway Safety celebrates being part of the team and reminds you the snow means slow. Drive the conditions this winter. You've got some place to be. Well, it's the Stanley County Buffaloes who sit at 15-5 on the season. Maybe their best regular season. It is their best regular season of all time with 15 wins. But as you'll hear from Joey Fisher here in a little bit, as we got to talk with him, the season starts right now. It's 0-0 for the Crow Creek Chieftains. Not the best season that they were hoping for, but they found their way into the playoffs. They sit at 7-13. And as I mentioned, these two teams, well, they're pretty familiar with each other as they faced off at the end of January on the 30th. Stanley County got the better of the Chieftains, winning 66-49. This is a Chieftains team that has come a long way from that loss. You know, they lost 2 games after that, but they beat Chamberlain by 6 points. Then they lost to Crazy Horse and St. Francis Indian, but those are two very good teams. Crazy Horse sitting at 13-7, St. Francis Indian at 14-6. For the Stanley County Buffaloes, it was a great year as they ripped off win after win after win. They hit a little bit of a speed bump midway through the season, losing to Cheyenne, Eagle Butte, and Sully Buttes. Now, both of those teams, playoff teams, and both sitting at 14-4 on the season. And against Sully Buttes, well, they didn't have one of their monsters down on the floor, and Eddie Duffy. He was out of that game, and they still only lost to a great Sully Buttes squad by 3 points. They followed those 2 losses up with the 66-49 win over Crow Creek. They would go on to win 4 of their final 5 games there before losing to Lyman and then following up and closing out the regular season with a big win against Mobridge Pollock by 5 points. Now, Mobridge Pollock, the game we're playing tonight was actually supposed to be played back on Tuesday evening, but because of the weather issues that we experience across South Dakota, they had to push this game here to tonight. So if the Stanley County Buffaloes win and Mobridge Pollock gets a win tonight in their game, they'll be facing off yet again right here on this floor tomorrow evening. Well, we can only hope for that. That would be a thrilling game between those two great teams. And you know what? It's postseason basketball time. There's no bad teams left. It's only the cream of the crop. And I don't know if you can tell, I am very excited to be bringing you this one here tonight. Well, folks, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to hear from head coach Joey Fisher in our First Fidelity Bank Keys to Success. We'll introduce you to these starting lineups. We'll meet the officials. We'll talk a little bit more ball, and we'll get this highly anticipated playoff game underway here on KGFX and streaming on trgnews.com.
From the Smoking Fast Fiber Internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
When the world feels big, a small note can mean everything. Find mental health support at sdbehavioralhealth.gov.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Being a part of a community means sharing the history and future of the people all around you. For 115 years, First Fidelity Bank has been doing just that, helping you get the most out of life by providing the services and tools you need, the conveniences and technology you want, and the friendly faces you expect. So you get everything you need right here in the place you call home. Now and for many years to come. First Fidelity Bank.
Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
Do you have a pet? Crushed, so to speak. For you, we do more than numbers. We crunch it. First with that, born to back. Yes.
Thanks to First Fidelity Bank for sponsoring our Keys to Success. Now let's hear from head coach of the Stanley County Buffaloes, Mr. Joey Fisher.
Joey Fisher down on the floor, quiet before the storm, nobody in the building yet. What's running through your mind right here with an empty gym, your guys out warming up, first playoff game in front of you?
You know, we're just excited for the opportunity, man. You know, we've been working towards this moment all year, and we've had that talk, you know, just this after that last game Friday is all right, guys. We ended it 15-5. You know, that's most regular season wins Stanley County's had in a long time. But how are you going to end the season? How do you want it to be remembered? Do you want it to be remembered with maybe a trip to that state tournament, or that's what we got to control? So, we're excited. We couldn't help that game got half of basketball to be in that game, and I think we almost played that perfect hack. Miscue at the end, guy gets open, knocks down a tough shot, but it's like, what can we take away from that loss? We could have, like you said, 20 in the third. I think we were down 18 early in the fourth. We could have folded up shop and got ready for Mobridge, but we showed that heart, that resilience, and I think that happens when you kind of get these experienced teams. Like Coach and I were saying, you're never really out of a game with this group of guys. We feel like we're right there, and we're that close to getting over the hump, but we feel like we're in every game that we play.
There's no secret you guys are an outside shooting team, love to hit the threes. Who's going to be most important to you feel like tonight, going to be your key player?
I think it can be any one of our three guys, between Eddie, Caden, and Paxton, but it's like it was those unsung heroes kind of got us going against Mobridge. The Ethan Liebring hit 2 big threes, Blaze Frost hit one. We got some good minutes from our three guards, whether it was Weston, Brendan, or Kelby. So it's like, I think Noah Baldwin had a great game for us and stepped up. So I think I think we could have some of those unsung heroes because it's any one of our guys, but I think definitely our guards, our big three guys, they're going to dictate a lot for us, and we got to kind of ride that too. So
best of luck, Coach. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks to head coach Joey Fisher for talking us down on the floor before the game. That was our first Fidelity Bank Keys to Success for the Stanley County Buffaloes. For the Crow Creek Chieftains, well, as he mentioned, this is a young team. They're starting a sophomore and a freshman. 2 other guys are seniors for this squad, but you have to understand, or 3 other guys, I should say, that are seniors for this squad. But this is a team still kind of working their way into this program and kind of what they're becoming. They're finding it along the way. But you go back to earlier in the season when Stanley County won that game against Crow Creek, 66-49. It was a big night for Kingston Big Eagle, but kind of felt like all of the pressure fell on his shoulders. So he's going to have to look to these other 2 seniors in Bryson Drapow and Walter Gibson, kind of carry some of that load. It can't just be Kingston Big Eagle tonight if the Crow Creek Chieftains want to find a road win and what would be an upset win. As we mentioned, tonight's winner will take on the winner of Mobridge Pollock versus Chamberlain, which will be happening about an hour after we tip off here. That coverage will be on Star 99 with William Haynes. And if you download the DRG News app, you can bounce back and forth from game to game and catch all of the action through drgnews.com and the DRG Media Group app. All right, folks, we're going to take another break. When we come back, we'll introduce you to the starting lineups. We'll introduce you to our game officials, and we'll get this thing tipped off. It's playoff basketball time. It's officially March here in South Dakota, and we can't wait to get this one underway. You're listening to the BankWest Pregame Show live on KGFX and watching on drgnews.com.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Do you want to join one of the oldest established organizations in Fort Pierre? Perhaps you are more interested in protecting the future. Whatever your position, the Fort Pierre Volunteer Fire Department is for you. We are responsible for fire protection in Fort Pierre and Stanley County. Become part of this amazing team by stopping down at the fire hall and discussing enrollment. We are not just limited to adults, as we have a new cadet program for students ages 14 to 18. For more information, click on our banner ad on the homepage. From everyone at the fire hall, go Buffs!
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Dakota Pro Air is a locally family-owned business that has been taking care of farmers' aerial needs since 2020. With locations in Letcher and Miller, Dakota Pro Air is able to provide service to a large area. Ground conditions too wet, or just don't want those sprayer tracks in your field? Give Dakota Pro Air a call for all your chemical and fertilizer application needs. at 605-248-2314.
605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605-248-2314. 605- the innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
Welcome back into the Bank West pregame show, getting set for tip. We're under 10 minutes, folks. We are right around the corner, and we want to remind you the broadcast of these playoff games has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the SDHSAA. Big thanks to them for letting us broadcast here tonight, as we're thrilled to be bringing you some playoff hoops here on a Friday evening. The crowd is filing in. It's packing out here inside of Parkview, and we are getting set for tip. Let's introduce you to the starting fives for both teams. As always, we'll start with the visiting Crow Creek Chieftains. They will be led by Justin St. John, a sophomore, and running the number one spot tonight is freshman Javon Dion at 5'9". A guard, Bryson Drapow, a senior guard at 5'7", getting the start, as is senior Walter Gibson at 5'10". And the guy who kind of makes this whole motor run is Kingston Big Eagle, a 6'3" senior. The Chieftains are led by head coach Kenny Seaboy, and their assistants Austin Kirky and Kevin Wright. For the home team, Stanley County Buffaloes, a familiar starting five as we've seen for most of the season. Eddie Duffy getting the start as one of the team's captains, a sophomore guard, really can shoot it from the outside. They're going to need his three-point prowess getting going tonight if they want to get the win. Ethan Leafgreen, another senior standing at 6'3", will be playing forward tonight for the Buffaloes. Caden Montana, another of the team's captains, a 6'2" senior guard and forward. And we'll get to a little bit about what Caden Montana needs to do tonight here after we finish out the starting five. Paxton Deal, another captain at 6 foot, is getting the start, as is Tegan Breitag down low, going to be mixing it up with Kingston Big Eagle tonight. The Buffaloes are led by Joey Fisher and his assistant coach, Ben Conant. For the Stanley County Buffaloes, Caden Montana, in my opinion, is one of the best finishers of the basketball when he's able to take it down into the lane. Now, you probably know this if you follow Stanley County sports. Caden Montana suffered a knee injury right at the end of the season last year, and he wasn't even really cleared to go before a couple weeks before the season started. So, maybe there's been a little bit of tentative feeling for him getting to the rim and getting to the hoop. There's been some moments where he's missed some shots that you kind of just say, wow, I've never expected to see Caden Montana miss a point-blank shot like that, but it has happened. So I think Caden, it's almost impossible to kind of wipe out that subconscious feeling of trying to make sure you're taking it easy on the knee, playing smart with an injured knee, which we know it's not injured now, but he still sports a pretty heavy knee brace. And, it's one of those things that just stays in the back of your mind as an athlete. When you've suffered an injury and you make certain cuts and certain moves and you feel a little twing or a little tinge in that spot where you suffered that injury, it makes you think twice the next time you're down the floor. Now, on the outside, two guys that can shoot the daylights out of the basketball is Eddie Duffy and Paxton Deal. Both of these guys are snipers when they're outside the arc. We'll go back, and I wanted to bring up that game to Joey Fisher against the Lyman because there was a couple things that they did in that second half that really got them going when they were trailing by 20-plus points. And it was mainly Eddie Duffy knocking down back-to-back threes in two subsequent possessions where the Buffaloes felt like, okay, we're finally back in this game. And sometimes that's all you need is to see a couple shots fall to get this team going. Now, for Stanley County tonight, they don't want to get behind from this Crow Creek team. They can pretty much play from behind at any point, as we saw against Lyman, where they were trailing by 18 points in the fourth quarter, 20-plus points halfway through the third quarter. They ended up losing that game by 2 and still had a chance to win it on a last-second buzzer beater. So if Stanley County gets behind, we know that they can fight their way back in and try to get back into a ball game. As for Crow Creek, do they have the horses to do that? Well, we're going to find out tonight. For Crow Creek, if they can get out in front and play with a little bit of a lead, feels like they'll feel a little bit more comfortable down on the floor. Well, there's 3 guys who will be keeping things in between the lines here tonight. They are our officials, and we're going to introduce you to them. Before we do that, let's hear a word from our friends who introduced our game officials at the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection.
Look at all the pictures of the resort you'd stay in every year. All you need to do is pay reasonable maintenance fees once a year. With any contract that you're signing, read and understand everything. What happens if you cancel? Can you get out of this contract? If you feel pushed into signing the contract, you need to stop and take a step back. If you have questions, contact the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
And tonight's officials will be Mr. Dan Swenson, Jeremy Mickelson, and Corey Edson. The SDHSAA is always looking for more great officials. If you ever thought about getting involved, now is a great time to do so. If you want to make an impact, get yourself involved. You think it's so easy sitting in the bleachers watching what those guys do? Why don't you take a crack at it? We're so grateful for our officials and the SDHSAA for always providing the best. I want to give a big thanks to all of our great sponsors who are going to make this broadcast possible here tonight of this playoff game between Stanley County and Crow Creek and Oahe Federal Credit Union. Our great friends over at Dunes Golf. Can't wait for that golf course to open. Warmer weather right around the corner. We are just weeks away. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, the Pierre Regional Airport, First Dakota National Bank, Stanley County Booster Club, Verding Electric, and Bauman Lumber. Well, both teams are lined up at their benches. We're about to have our national anthem, as is customary. We'll always step away so we can honor our nation and its flag when we come back. We will have tip-off here between Stanley County and Crow Creek in the first round of the postseason. Can't wait. We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial with tip-off here on KGFX and streaming on drgnews.com.
Dakota Pro Air is a locally family-owned business that has been taking care of farmers' aerial needs since 2020. With locations in Letcher and Miller, Dakota Pro Air is able to provide service to a large area. Ground conditions too wet, or just don't want those sprayer tracks in your field? Give Dakota Pro Air a call for all your chemical and fertilizer application needs at 605-248-2314.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Explore the 2023 Lincoln Navigator at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Every time you approach your Lincoln, you'll receive a re-carpet welcome. Twin turbocharged 3.5 V6 engine with auto start stop technology. You'll travel confidently with technology that meets all your needs. Now you can get the 2023 Navigator for 5.9% at 72 months. Stop in to see the full vehicle lineup at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Capital City Ford in Pierce, South Dakota.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierce, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at grahamtire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Ready to gain an edge in your career? Tide Machinery's Service Technician Apprenticeship Program is designed for anyone wishing to become a diesel mechanic working on Case IH equipment through full-time, on-the-job training. Enjoy hands-on work experience, learn from factory-trained service experts, and apply your knowledge from school directly to your work with this unique program opportunity. Become a titan in the industry and grow with a dealership that invests in you at Tide Machinery, Highmore, Miller, and Pierre, your local Case IH dealer. Visit TitanMachinery.com/careers to learn more.
Lucky for us.
The numerals in purple outlined in gold. Crow Creek in their menacing road blacks. They've got a lot of stripes in black and red and white around. The numerals are in red outlined in white. They've got Chieftains arched across the chest, and they are ready to come and play and try to avenge that loss from earlier on in the season when they fell to Stanley County 66-49. It's been a tough stretch to close out the season for Crow Creek, losing to Dupree, then losing to Lower Brule. Their only win in that stretch came against Chamberlain. Before that loss to Stanley County, they had lost 3 prior, so they put a 6-game losing streak together before snapping that against Chamberlain, and then losing to 2 very good teams against Crazy Horse and St. Francis Indian. St. Francis put up 100 against Crow Creek, so probably the first time I've seen a team get to triple digits all season long. And hopefully for them tonight, Stanley County doesn't put up 100, but I know the home team crowd wants to see that. Eddie Duffy being introduced, as is Ethan Leafgreen. Crow Creek huddling up at midcourt, kind of trying to get their mentals ready, get themselves prepped. And I'm really interested to see what kind of Stanley County team comes out tonight. This is an outside shooting team that loves to hit the three, loves to take quick threes, don't want to use too much of the shot clock until they get a lead late into the game and when they can kind of finally slow things down. But, it's all about hitting shots early on and getting into a good rhythm. With Stanley County, they can just kind of put together a run. You look up and you don't realize how many points they've scored. You could be tied up, and next thing you know, you're trailing by 15. It'll be Kingston Big Eagle and Ethan Leafgreen at midcourt to tip it off. Stanley County will be attacking on your radio dial left to right. Crow Creek going the opposite way. We're set up caddy-quartered. We're ready to go. Our officials are set, players are set, ball is up in the air, and we are underway from Parkview. This one going to rattle around a couple times, finally be won away by Crow Creek. Almost an early foul by Eddie Duffy going into the body of Dion there. Good no call by the officials. We weren't but 5 seconds into this game. We don't want a big whistle fest, so hopefully the officials will be keeping their hands off of it tonight. Passes thrown out of bounds as the Chieftains were not on the same page, and a quick turnover will give it back to Stanley County. And Paxton Deal with heavy tape ball on the left wrist brings it forward. Still some sunlight coming through the atrium, through the doors underneath. We'll see if that plays a little bit of an issue in the shooter's eye. It only affects you on the right side. Here's a corner three from Paxton Deal. In and out, does a 360 around the rim, but pops back out to Caden Montana after a strong rebound from Tegan Breitag. There's the finish we were looking for out of Caden Montana. He finishes strong with the left hand at the rim, and the first points of the night belong to the Stanley County Buffaloes. So we'll be bringing you scores on the Wegner Auto scoreboard. Quick three heaved from the corner for Dion. That is off the mark and no good. Will rattle around out of bounds right in front of the Stanley County bench. And Joey Fisher already in the ear of the official. As we're not but 55 seconds into this ball game. Joey Fisher, one of the most passionate coaches down on the floor, former player here at Stanley County. Here's a three on the way for Dropow, and he drops it in. Bryson Dropow gets the Chieftains on the board. It's 3-2. Crow Creek with an early lead here. Oh, man, March is just the best time of the year. You couldn't ask for a better situation in Stanley County. Looks like some of their shooters are dealing with that sunlight coming through. Caden Montana doesn't have any problem with the sun as he knocks down a corner three and takes the lead right back. Stanley County now in front 5-3. Quick take from Javon Dehan and a perfect finish at the rim with the left hand. An impressive freshman with an impressive finish there ties this thing up at 5. And some early buckets being traded either way. No shaking off any nerves here. Caden Montana with a contested three. Rattles out, but an undersized Paxton Deal with a strong rebound. Wins back the possession. Leaf Green for three. That's no good, but a fortuitous bounce finds its way to Eddie Duffy. Deal with another three from the corner. Nothing but net. Wow, they are not taking any time before heaving these shots, and I don't blame them. They want to get some active momentum going here early, and that's exactly what they've done. 2 3-pointers here for the Buffaloes. Has them out in front 8-5. Quick three pulled by Big Eagle. That's off the mark and almost saved out of bounds by Bryson Dropow, but he was standing on the baseline when he made contact with the ball. So it'll turn back over to the Buffaloes. Quick start for both teams. Less than 2.5 minutes in. Already 8-5. Stanley County up in front. Caden Montana driving in the lane, spinning, left-handed finish, gets it to go off the glass. There's no tentative spirit for Caden Montana here early on. Good active hands from Eddie Duffy. Gets a errant pass and generates a steal for Paxton Deal. Caden Montana got the pass from Deal and then was subsequently fouled as he was making his way up the floor. First team foul for either side. Deal will inbound. Quick handoff from Breitag back to Paxton Deal. Tried to swing it to Eddie Duffy here on the near side. If you're listening on KGFX, just to give you an idea of where we're set up, caddy cornered here from the left side of the basket that Stanley County is attacking and has been scoring on here early in the first quarter. Another active hand play there from the Chieftains. Bryson Dropow deflecting that pass from Caden Montana that was intended down low for Tegan Breitag. So if anything, the Chieftains doing a good job of kind of speeding up the clock. Nice find for Paxton Deal. Get to eat Leaf Green underneath, but he can't hit the point-blank layup. Gets to Paxton Deal along the baseline. Some good early rebounding, but Deal can't hit the mid-range jumper, and that'll go back towards the Chieftains to Big Eagle, who got the rebound. Chieftains making their way down the floor. Kingston Big Eagle now stepping inside the arc. Kicks it to Dropow. Dropow for another three from the same spot he hit on earlier. Couldn't knock this one down. Rebounded by Paxton Deal. Buffaloes leading by 5 with 4:38 to play in the first quarter. Caden Montana faking a three. Quickly passes it to Tegan Breitag, who just inside the arc knocks down a long two. 12-5. Shots are falling for Stanley County. Here comes Dropow driving down the lane. Nice finish for Bryson Dropow. Takes it with speed from the right side block. Gets it with the right hand to drop in. And a nice answer there from Crow Creek. Well, we're not even halfway through the first quarter, but you can feel that Stanley County is controlling the tempo and pace of this game. Eddie Duffy kicks out to Leaf Green. Leaf Green dribbling with the left hand at the top of the key. Swings to the corner for Deal. Deal with the extra pass underneath the basket as he drove the baseline. Finds Tegan Breitag, and Breitag finishes it for 2. And Deal with another nice defensive play. Gets the steal and takes it unmolested to the basket, lays it in with the right hand, and it's a 16-7 lead thanks to the good defense of Stanley County, along with some good shooting and passing. Big Eagle from NBA range drops it in. Wearing 2 different color shoes, but he had one thing on his mind on that possession, and it was knocking down a deep three. And he threw the 3 fingers to the side of the skull after he knocked that one down. He's feeling it early. 16-10. Crow Creek cuts down the deficit to 6. Duffy dribbling between the legs, guarded by the freshman Dion. Here's a quick three from Montana. They are letting them fly and knocking them down. 19-10. Caden Montana's got 2 threes in the early going. Big Eagle thought about hoisting another three, but passes it around the outside of the arc. It finds its way to St. John in the corner. He can't knock down the long shot. There's a Chieftain down on the other end of the floor. Stanley County recognizing it, taking it quickly to the rack. Paxton Deal with some hands in his face at the rack. Couldn't hit the layup. Chieftains come away with the rebound, and now they get back to work on offense. Big Eagle wants three more. That's off the side of the rim. No good, and a hard foul as Ethan Leafgreen and Walter Gibson went after that rebound. So that'll go against Leafgreen, and something we'll see a lot out of Joey Fisher and Stanley County is mass substitutions, an entirely new five down on the floor. And I think that they want to take a timeout and talk this one over, does Crow Creek. We'll take the timeout with them and be back right after this 60-second break. You're listening to Stanley County Playoff Basketball live on KGFX.
Full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
WindCircle, operating since 1995. We combine quality customer service and experience with the right technology to meet your needs. Our cybersecurity certified technicians will make sure your systems are secure. Services offered are video and data cabling, service and support contracts, cutting-edge camera systems to door security devices. WindCircle has many hardware options: Dell, HP, Cisco, SonicWall, and Ruckus, to name a few. Our staff has over 30 years of combined network design and cabling experience at your disposal. Call us today, 605-224-1111, and request a free quote. Again, that's 605-224-1111.
In a world that's always...
Maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. Contact your local Agtegra cooperative today. It's a 19-10 lead for Stanley County with 2:34 remaining in the first quarter. Fresh faces on the floor for Stanley County. We'll get to those players here in a moment after this Chieftains possession out of the timeout. Crow Creek used every single second of that Agtegra timeout. Stanley County got about 30 seconds in, and they were ready. They were out on the floor. Here's a swing to Walter Gibson. Gibson kicks it back to the elbow for Kingston Big Eagle. Active hands from Weston Prince. Almost strips it away. Now we got a reach-in foul. Looks like they're going to point that one out on Weston Prince. The new five on the floor for Stanley County, as I mentioned, Weston Prince, Kelby Olson, Brendan Bothwell, Austin Boxley, and Blaze Frost. That's kind of an attempt of Joey Fisher to keep his bodies fresh. There's a quick turnaround jumper from Kingston Big Eagle off the elbow. That's no good, just off the mark. Rebound pulled down by Brendan Bothwell. Bothwell, a junior, one of the most talented passers I've seen at the high school level. This kid can put a watermelon through the pen's eye. Here's a quick three. You should say a needle's eye. There's no window that Brendan Bothwell cannot put a pass through. One of his unique skills. Here comes the Chieftains back to work with 90 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Quick three on the way from Dropout. He's hit one tonight, missed two. And one of those two was right there. Here come the Buffaloes back the other way. Quickly forcing it ahead is Bothwell. Shaking a defender down low. Now kicks back to the top of the key for Frost, who hands it off to Bothwell. And Bothwell will eye up the defense. Quick swing to Boxley. Boxley with a lot of space pulls up the long two-point jumper. That's no good. Kingston Big Eagle there to secure the rebound. Chieftains still trailing by 9. 60 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Big Eagle directing traffic. Here's another quick three on the way. That's Walter Gibson. He can't hit. But a nice rebound by Justin St. John, and a diving Brendan Bothwell will cause a foul going for the loose ball. Now I feel like Brendan Bothwell has got to pull out some insane pass to pay off my comparison to whatever I was talking about with the watermelon getting through the needle's eye. I mean, the guy is an elite passer, and he almost kind of has fun with it when he's on the offensive end. I've seen him play some of the JV games. Here's a three on the way for Walter Gibson. That's off the mark. Boxley won't get it. Bothwell now running the point for the Buffaloes. You know, he was making some sidewinder passes with spin on the ball where it bounce in one direction and then shoot off to the other side. Kind kind of almost defying physics. It's some of those passes that you work on when you're in the gym by yourself, just throwing the ball up against the wall, seeing what kind of motion it'll get. He's also a great ball handler, as we're seeing here. Kicked out to the corner for Prince. Prince gives it back to Bothwell. He shoots a three. That's off the side iron, no good. And another foul going to go against the Buffaloes. This will be their third team foul, but 0.5 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. They're going to get Blaze Frost for crashing the party too hard, going for that rebound. And that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. 19-10 lead for Stanley County. They were hitting seemingly everything, but Crow Creek did a nice job staying in step. We'll be back in 60 seconds with the second quarter right here on KGFX and streaming on drgnews.com.
Your journey matters. And at Iverson Auto Group, we're here to get you on the road with a great selection of new and used vehicles and trailers, and keep you on the road with top-notch service, maintenance, and support. Every mile of your journey, the experienced team at Iverson Auto in Mitchell and Huron are here to help. Visit us in Mitchell and Huron or start your search at iversonauto.com to begin your journey today.
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
With our welcoming you back into the broadcast booth overlooking Parkview Arena here is the Buffaloes looking to advance to the next round to play the winner of Mobridge Pollock versus Chamberlain. Duffy trying to add to the lead with a three. Off the back iron, no good. Strong rebound by Breitag. Put it right off the front of the rim, but it bounced right back to him. And now a three from the corner on the way for Paxton Deal. And everybody feeling it. Now we got an official's timeout. He's calling for the door to be closed as there is still sunlight bleeding in onto the floor. You know, I thought the only time we deal with the sun when I was calling a Stanley County game would be football season, as the broadcast booth is set up directly across from where the sun sets, but didn't realize here in the waning months of summer we'd have it here in Parkview. Here's a quick shot from the corner for the Chieftains, off the mark. Strong rebound by Caden Montana. Buffs leading by 12, make it 14 with the Eddie Duffy shot off the glass as he took it right into the right side block, used his body to shield the defender, and elevated up in the air. Quick three on the way for Dion. That's off the mark. Montana with yet another rebound. Stanley County running faster than I can write down the stats on the stat sheets. That's why I always say unofficial. Here's a scoop pass as Montana drove the baseline out to Breitag on the elbow, and he knocks down the shot. 26-10. This has been a great start to the second quarter. 7 points in the first minute of this second period of play for Stanley County. 26-10 is the lead. Kingston Big Eagle trying to cut into it. Three is off the mark. Ethan Leafgreen traverses along the baseline, stretches out to get the rebound, and the Stanley County Buffaloes get back to work. Here comes a drive from Duffy. Here's Montana all alone at the corner for three. Off the mark. He was halfway down the floor. He thought he had knocked that one down, but it bounced right to Kingston Big Eagle. Now Big Eagle want to try to find some offense. Kicks it out to Dropow. Dropow's got it on the left side wing. Shoves it off to St. John. St. John has his jump shot rattle in and out. And the Crow Creek Chieftains just can't seem to buy a basket here. There's a block at the rim by Justin St. John as Paxton Deal took it in. It'll stay with the Buffs. Eddie Duffy finishes it up for two. And we got a timeout on the floor. It's a 30-second Agtegra timeout for Crow Creek, and we'll take it with them. Acres ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. Contact your local Agtegra cooperative today. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more in the second quarter.
A loan application. You can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
Do you have a new pair of jeans or...
Couple of three-pointers made for Paxton Deal. Eddie Duffy got himself on the board with 2 buckets. In the last couple minutes, Stanley County leading 28-10. Chieftains will come out of the Agtegra timeout, greeted by a full-court press by the Buffs, which will generate a steal by Ethan Leaf Green. Passed up ahead to Deal, and Deal's got it for 2. Unofficially, Deal with 10 points already in this first half, and now another turnover by the Chieftains. This time, Kingston Big Eagle losing the dribble. It flies over the scores table. And the way that this offensive pressure is going for Stanley County, Crow Creek is in danger of having a running shot clock here in the first half. 10 more points unanswered for Stanley County will put them up 30. And the way that this game is going, that would not be the most surprising thing of the night. Here comes Caden Montana driving. That one popped out of his back pocket by a nice hand by Javon Dion, 5'9" freshman. Really nice hands there from Dion to go around the back left hip of Montana. Here's Montana from the top of the key for 3. That rattles in and out, but another strong rebound by Breitag, and he's going to be fouled underneath. They're going to say he was in the process of shooting. He will head to the line for 2. Stanley County, when they beat Crow Creek, it was right here in this building the last time as Tegan Breitag knocks down the first free throw. These are our first free throws of the evening. But when Stanley County is shooting the way that they are, as quickly as they are, there's almost nothing you can really do about it. Breitag misses the second. Rebound pulled in by the Chieftains. They're having a little bit of trouble with this press put on by Stanley County. Buffaloes have generated quite a bit of steals here in the first half as we creep up on 5 minutes to play. It's a 21-point lead for the Buffs, and another steal thanks to the active hands of Eddie Duffy popping that pass away from the Chieftains. We can credit Leaf Green with the steal, but Eddie Duffy facilitated it. Buffalo's back to work. Quick 3 by Montana off the side iron. But Joey Fisher's got to be pleased. His team's getting a lot of open looks. They're knocking a lot of them down. Here's a quick 3 on the way for the Chieftains, and knocked down by Javon Dion. Ends a scoreless drought for some time by the Chieftains. Now 31-13 with 4.5 to play in the second quarter. And that's the 5th points of the ball game for Dion. Eddie Duffy with a 3 on the way. Off the back iron, Breitag moving a body out of the way. He did get the rebound, but a foul to go with it. Just a little bit of contact in the small of the back of Kingston Big Eagle. And now again, we see a full line change coming off the bench for Stanley County. It's back to Prince, Blaze Frost, Brendan Bothwell, Austin Boxley, and Kelby Olson. Press still on. A lot of these guys played a lot of JV minutes for Stanley County this year. You know, they definitely wanted to see more regular season playing time, but this is exactly what Joey Fisher had in mind. Get these guys ready for postseason so your starters can build a lead and then bring your guys off the bench to try to protect it. Bothwell's going to get called for the reach-in foul on the far side wing as he tried to shake the ball away from Kingston Big Eagle. Stays with the Chieftains. Quick pass inside to the right side elbow. Here's a fadeaway jumper for Big Eagle, and he knocks that one down with ease. Kingston Big Eagle, such an impressive player, standing at 6'3", one of the few seniors on this squad, kind of paving the way for this younger team coming up. As Joey Fisher talked about, this is a young team, but you can't shy away from the success that Crow Creek has put together this season. Tough way to close out the regular season, losing a majority of their games. Here comes a nice little fake underneath the basket by Austin Boxley, and he lays it up and in for 2. Boxley on the score sheet for the first time tonight. Lead is 33-15 for Stanley County. Bothwell chasing down a ball on the floor, goes down to the hardwood. Joey Fisher gets the timeout, and he loves the effort from his second string coming off the bench. Brendan Bothwell getting another steal, and it'll be a 30-second timeout for Stanley County. We will stay right here with it, and we'll let you know that Acres Ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. Contact your local Agtegra cooperative today. In this Agtegra timeout, 33-15 is the lead. We've got 3:16 to play here in the second quarter. This is more of just a maintenance timeout. Joey Fisher was about halfway onto the floor. Had to apologize for the official for bumping into him as he was getting out there to call the timeout. And you know, Joey Fisher played back in his day. The scheme means just as much, maybe even more now that he's the head coach, as it did back in his playing days. Same five still on the floor for both sides. Bothwell will bring it up the floor for the Buffs. Dribbling with the left hand, giving off to Kelby Olsen on the left side wing, their right side. Quick pass down low for Boxley. He gets the turnaround floater with the left hand to go off the glass, and Bothwell steals the inbound pass away. Another possession generated by the defense of the Buffaloes. Non-stop pressure from Stanley County defense has got them out to a 20-point lead here in the second quarter. Turnaround pass back out to Olsen. Olsen thought about three, swings to Prince. Prince wants three, a little bit too strong off the glass. Nice rebound by Javon Dion. Almost a foul by Prince against Bryson Dropout as he was coming up the floor. I'm honestly a little bit surprised there was no whistle there. And then we got a blocking foul, this time against Brendan Bothwell. That'll be the third team foul for the Buffs. Crow Creek with just the one. Paxton Deal will check in for Bothwell. Bothwell's got two fouls. Well, now after assessing that one, that's Bothwell's third. I guess they did assess the foul on the previous whistle to Bothwell instead of Boxley. So that's not good for Brendan Bothwell. 3 team fouls. Here's a 3 on the way for Kingston Big Eagle. That's no good. And now we got a foul this time against Crow Creek. They're going to get Walter Gibson for forcibly moving Weston Prince out of the way. Back-to-back games, if Stanley County wins tonight, is exactly what they'll have here this weekend. But you know, Joey Fisher, as he said in his pregame interview, there's a quick 3 on the way for Paxton Deal. He knocks that one down. Paxton Deal's feeling it, his third three-pointer of the ball game. He's got 13 points, and they continue to increase the lead. This ball almost stolen away by good defense. Now it is. Weston Prince cuts in between like a linebacker reading a pass and bats the pass down, bounces right back to him. Another steal for Stanley County. It leads to an open 3 on the way for Blaze Frost. No good. Boxley doing his best Teagan Breitag impression, gets the rebound. And now Prince in a little bit of a predicament down there on the sideline, was trapped, finally able to get it out. Ball continuing to swing around the outside of the arc. Deal sends a 3 on its way. Paxton Deal is red hot right now. He is on fire. 41-15 is the lead for Stanley County. They have blown this thing wide open. Paxton Deal with 4 made threes in the first half. And with 60 seconds to play, Crow Creek is shell-shocked. Great defense on the end of Stanley County. 3-pointer on the way for Dropout. That one rattles in and out. And Paxton Deal will bring it up the floor for Stanley County. 45 seconds to play here in the first half. Dribbling between the legs, pushing the pass to Prince on the far side wing. Back to Boxley on the elbow. Boxley almost traveled. Finally got the pass out before lifting that pivot foot. And a pass by Weston Prince is stolen away by Walter Gibson. Big Eagle bringing it down. Almost pulled a quick 3. Turnaround jumper for Justin St. John goes down for 2. Now the shot clock is shut off. 19 seconds to play here in the first half. Stanley County will play for the final shot of this first half, leading 41-17. Deal dribbling, going to his right, traversing around the outside of the arc, hands off to Prince. That 3-pointer is blocked by Dion, and now a full court heave on the way off the glass and no good. Stanley County is on fire. They lead 41-17 thanks to some great outside shooting from Caden Montana and Paxton Deal. along with some great defense from some guys off their bench. We'll recap the first half action and look at some games around the state for you in our CHS River Plains halftime show. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back after this short break on KGFX and streaming on drgnews.com.
Stanley County with a small tear or hole, or your winter coat has a broken zipper? Don't throw them away. Call Lila Briggs Sewing and Embroidery in Fort Pierre to have your items fixed as good as new. They also provide hemming, other sewing services, as well as custom embroidery for a truly professional look and design. Lila Briggs Sewing and Embroidery is a proud supporter of all Stanley County school activities and wishes the student athletes the best of luck in the school year.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
Explore the 2023 Lincoln Navigator at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Every time you approach your Lincoln, you'll receive a re-carpet welcome. Twin turbocharged 3.5 V6 engine with auto start-stop technology. You'll travel confidently with technology that meets all your needs. Now you can get the 2023 Navigator for 5.9% at 72 months. Stop in to see the full vehicle lineup at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Capital City Ford in Pierce, South Dakota.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
Stay at Mobridge Country Inn and Guide Service, locally owned on Highway 12 and 20 West. Enjoy clean linens, plenty of amenities, and a comfortable stay with authentic country hospitality. The inn is within walking distance to most of the town's attractions. Guests can enjoy continental breakfast, barbecue grills, HD cable TV, microwaves, refrigerators, free Wi-Fi, and much more throughout the property. Book guided fishing trips through the front desk. Proud supporter of all South Dakota high school activities.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
We connect people.
Dreams a reality with their recreational loan special. For a limited time only, get 90 days with no payment and terms up to 12 years. So why wait? Now is the time to purchase that dream boat, RV, ATV, or motorcycle. Apply online today at owahifcu.coop and get ready to make your summer unforgettable with Oahe Federal Credit Union's Rec Special.
Into the CHS River Plains halftime show. Hello, everybody. I'm Justin Cowart, welcoming you back into Parkview as the Stanley County Buffaloes have blown this lead out 41-17 on our Wegner Auto scoreboard. As we take a quick look around the state early in the evening here, a lot of high school basketball coming your way through this evening. We've got 4 games underway. Well, 3 games underway. One has gone final. Mapialuta took down Littlewood by 3 points, 45-42 to advance. Really good one going on at St. Francis Indian as they are tied with Todd County 73 apiece. They are headed to overtime. Miller and Platte Geddes just got underway. 3-2 lead by our count here for the Rustlers. And, of course, here in Stanley County, 41-17. Keep an eye on that Overage, Pollock, and Chamberlain game. I don't even know if we'll make it to the start of that one by the time this one is over. as the winner of tonight's game will take on the winner of that game right here in this building tomorrow afternoon, late afternoon. Roberts Pollock at 12-8, Chamberlain at 5-15. Stanley County's got one thing on their mind right now, and it's closing out the Chieftains and nursing this 41-17 lead. Looking at some of the scoring from the first half, Paxton Deal has gotten it going from the outside, maybe like I haven't seen all season long. I mean, he is an outstanding shooter, but my goodness, it's just he's pulling, it seems like every time he gets the pass. He's hit 4 3-pointers. Caden Montana, by our count, has 3 from outside. Caden and Paxton both have 2 2-point buckets on the inside. And Eddie Duffy's got 4 points as well. Tegan Breitag has been a force underneath the basket. But there's something to be said with what Stanley County has done in this first half. They've got these back-to-back games upcoming. Now, that's not been a problem for Stanley County throughout the season. They did so at the Jones County Invitational, 3 games in 3 days. Highly emotional games, highly important games with massive crowds. You know, that can drain you mentally and emotionally, but Stanley County able to play 3 great games throughout that tournament. And they're used to these back-to-back. They almost feel like it favors them. And what Joey Fisher is able to do, get that second 5 off the bench, get their starters some rest. I think we're going to see a lot more out of those bench 5 than we're actually going to see from the starting 5 here in the second half. We may even have a Bound and Lumber player of the game come from off the bench here tonight, which is pretty rare when you look back at some of our previous games. As for Crow Creek, they're still in the locker room trying to get their wits about them, figure out what they need to do here in the second half, and they have got to get their shots going down. I mean, there's really only so much you can do when Stanley County is hitting shots with contested hands. You know, they've got defenders in their face seemingly on every single shot. And a little bonus here for Stanley County in the second half. They're going to be attacking on the opposite basket. I only say that because there is some sunlight bleeding through the atrium here down onto the floor. And Caden Montana, as he was taking a shot here to get warmed up for the second half, actually had to like shake the light out of his eyes almost. It was kind of like getting him right where it hurts. Now this light, they've got 4 doors down behind the basket. The sun is bleeding down onto the hardwood here, but it actually gets in the shooter's eye on the other end of the court. So Stanley County will be attacking away from us here in this second half, so the sun will not be in their eyes any longer. So they had to deal with it in the first half. Not going to have to deal with it here in the second half. For Stanley County, I think Joey Fisher's, he never takes an opponent lightly, right? We heard him talk in the pregame show about, yes, this Crow Creek team has had a tough end of this regular season, but when we played them back at the end of January, they gave us a tough fight. You cannot take them for granted, but I think in a perfect world for Joey Fisher, he gets the win tonight, and he gets to use his bench players more than his starting 5. I imagine we'll see the same starting 5 that we saw begin the first quarter out on the floor for Stanley County, but I wouldn't be surprised if a couple minutes into the third quarter we see a full line change and we see some of those guys for a majority of the second half. Brennan Bothwell is playing with 3 fouls. He might be the only guy we see getting interchanged here and there in the second half, but it should be a pretty restful night for the starting 5 of Stanley County. But Crow Creek, they can turn it on in the flip of a switch, and they're going to need to. They want to come back and try to get this one out of the grips of the Buffaloes. Again, it's 41-17 here, Stanley County with the lead. We're about a little bit under 2 minutes away from starting this second half, so we're going to take a quick 90-second break. When we come back, we'll start the third quarter for you here, live on KGFX and streaming on drgnews.com.
While Colin
years or so. How we get that done? Well, that won't always be the same. But why we connect people? Not in a million years is that ever going to change. We didn't build the communities that made South Dakota. No. We just brought them together.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your team or reach the region and state. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Todd Sandel today and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Meridian Fuel Trailers offer the perfect solution for transporting and dispersing diesel and DEF in the field. Built with durability and efficiency in mind, These mobile fuel trailers are designed to handle the demands of farming and construction operations. Grossenberg Implement has a 990 model at one of our locations, and Meridian is offering a $1,000 rebate on this unit. Ask our Grossenberg sales staff now and get this before this Meridian program ends.
Core Cares helps
Here from Parkview. Hello, everybody. Justin Cowart welcoming you back inside as the Stanley County Buffaloes hear the buzzer to start the third period, leading 41-17. Looking to put away the Crow Creek Chieftains for the second time here in 2025. Chieftains will start with the ball going back into the sunlight, which is actually bleeding in more than it has been all evening long here. Could pose another issue tomorrow night for whoever has to come in and play in this building. Quick shot to start the third quarter. No good for Kingston Big Eagle. Rebound pulled down by the Buffaloes. Paxton Deal will bring it across midcourt. Dumps it off quickly to his left. Stanley County now attacking from right to left on your radio dial. Nice pass down low is just off the fingertips of Eddie Duffy from Tegan Breitag. Breitag put his face in his jersey there, knowing that was an easy assist. Pass was just a little bit too far out in front of Duffy. Those two share a couple words, get on the same page for the next time down the floor. Walter Gibson will bring it forward for the Chieftains. Defense picking back up for Stanley County. Dropout on the left side wing. Swings back to Gibson, who gives it back to Dropout. Corner three for Big Eagle. On the way, no good. Montana, nice rebound. Montana with a long heave pass up ahead for Paxton Deal, and he puts it up and in off the glass. Paxton didn't realize that pass was coming his way until it was halfway there. Luckily, he turned his head at just the right time and took a nice drive right into the rack. Here's a three on the way, and that one is good for Javon Dion. That's his second three-pointer of the ball game, 43-20. Stanley County out in front by 23. Trying to push and get to that running clock. Breitag with all kind of space. He could have taken a free if he wanted to. I don't think Joey Fisher wanted him to. And he didn't. Ball continuing to move around the outside of the arc. Montana takes it to the elbow, now kicks to Deal. Deal with a lane. Takes it along the baseline. Fouled and count it. Strong finish for Paxton Deal. He's not the biggest guy, but he plays a lot taller than it reads on the stat sheet. And Paxton Deal, adding to his already massive night, can make this a three-point play the old-fashioned way. He says, look, I know I can do it from outside the arc. Watch me do it from the free throw line. Knocks down the first free throw. The only free throw in that trip, but his first free throw of the evening. And by my count, he's already got 21 points in this ballgame. Kingston Big Eagle heaves a three from the wing and gets it to go down. Second three-pointer of the ballgame for Big Eagle. And they're just trying to keep this thing from getting to a 30-point deficit. Caden Montana dribbling with the right hand, driving down in the lane. Good defense there by Bryson Dropout. Gets the errant shot. Looked like Montana lost the handle on that one as he got to the rack. And now we're going to get a whistle and a travel against Dion as he took it from the near side corner back towards the top of the key. Started driving before he started dribbling. And we got a timeout taken here by the Chieftains. We'll take it with them. It'll be a 30-second Agtegra timeout. We'll tell you what Agtegra has to say after this short break on KGFX.
Stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. Core Cares, proudly serving our community.
Service Master of Pierre is your go-to service.
Contact your local Agtegra cooperative today out of the Agtegra timeout. Stanley County leading by 23, 46-23 on the Wegner Auto scoreboard. It's been all Stanley County here from the jump. They were taking threes quickly. You know, this team, Stanley County, has kind of changed and morphed into a different-looking team throughout the season. This is the team that I got to know at the beginning of the year. Quick shots, sniping, shooting from outside, not letting the shot clock get down under 14 as Duffy takes a quick shot and nothing but net as he steps inside the arc and knocks down the mid-range 2. And there was 22 seconds left on the shot clock, and that was even a little bit belabored. More belabored than some of their other possessions here tonight. Stanley County's just chucking it and heaving it whenever they get it, as is Walter Gibson knocking down the 3. And they'll need more of that out of Gibson and company if they're going to try to cut into this lead. Still starting 5 out on the floor for both squads. Paxton Deal kicks it to the top of the key for Montana, and Montana is going to get called for the travel. Joey Fisher trying to tell our officiating crew that was not a travel. At least I'm just saying what I think Joey Fisher was saying. Joey Fisher hasn't had much to complain to the referees about tonight. His team has been nearly perfect on both ends of the floor. Quick pass inside for St. John, who kicks it out to Dropow. Dropow can't hit the 3, and Montana's there for the rebound. I think the good crowd that made their way from Crow Creek wanted to see that one go down. 2 guys wide open for the Buffaloes. Paxton Deal's in the corner. Montana finds him on the way, and Paxton Deal with the heat check cannot miss. It's his 5th three-pointer of the ball game, and he is going haywire here in Parkview tonight. Someone's going to have to come and rip this player of the game jersey away from Paxton Deal because he has got that thing all but locked up here tonight. 51-26, Stanley County down the floor. What a pass from Montana. Breitag can't hit the first one, but he's fouled on the second one as he got his own rebound. That was an amazing pass from Caden Montana as he drove down the lane, used the left hand to kind of go around the defender with the ball in it and scoop it to Tegan Breitag, who was all alone at the rim. You know, it's funny, I was talking to Brian Oakland today, and it seems like sometimes when you're that open in front of the hoop, you're thinking in your mind, okay, I can't miss this shot. As Tegan Breitag knocks down the first free throw. And instantly when you tell yourself, okay, don't miss this, you end up missing it. Luckily for Breitag, he was able to claim his own rebound and draw the foul. We'll see if he can get the 2 points from the charity stripe. Couple dribbles for Breitag. Shot on the way, and he knocks that one down as well. Noah Baldwin checking into the game for the first time here tonight. Tegan Breitag will take a seat. Couple high fives for Breitag, who's been an absolute force underneath the basket. Weston Prince has checked in as well, and he's going to get called for the travel. All new 5 out on the floor for Stanley County. Blaze Frost out there alongside Brendan Bothwell, Kelby Olson, Prince, and Baldwin. Chieftains with a new face as well. Jade Sazu has checked into the game for the first time for Crow Creek. Cross-court pass from Big Eagle now finds its way back to Kingston. Kingston gives it up to Dropout at the top of the key. Swings to Big Eagle. Big Eagle catch and shoot 3, knocks it down. So Kingston, Big Eagle's starting to get it going. He's hit 3 threes here tonight. Will it be too little too late? We've got 3:30 to play here in the third quarter. Quick pass inside, and Baldwin had nothing but hardwood in front of him, and he decided to try to kick it out to Kelby Olson. Here's another quick 3 on the way for the Chieftains. That's no good, but a nice rebound by Sazu, and he got bit by that little thought in the back of his head, standing alone in front of the rim. Couldn't hit the putback. Brendan Bothwell was able to get the rebound, and then he gives it right back with an errant pass intended for Kelby Olson. 53-29 on our Wegner Auto scoreboard. The Buffs have the commanding lead. Dropout down the floor. Standing on the eye of the Buffalo logo. Kicks it to Big Eagle. Big Eagle into the corner for Gibson. Big Eagle's got it back. He takes another 3 from the wing. That's no good. Nice rebound by Olson. Almost stripped away by a Chieftain, but he grasped onto it for dear life and just held on until all the traffic was out of the way. Stanley County back down the floor. Prince kicks to the corner. Kelby Olson thought about 3. Now tries to feed it inside. He was looking for Noah Baldwin, and Jared Sazu with some confident contact underneath. Got Baldwin out of the way. Sazu wins the size battle between Noah Baldwin, and he proved it right there. Comes a drive and a shot by Dropow. That's off the mark, but he's going to draw the foul, and he will head to the line to shoot 2. Chieftains coaching staff wanting to talk it over with Sazu and Big Eagle while Dropow attempts these free throws. Dropout with a couple dribbles, fires the first, and that one rattles in and out. Dropout hit an early 3. And it really felt like we were going to be trading buckets all evening. But Stanley County, just the volume of shots that they put up is almost uncontainable for the Chieftains defense. Second free throw is up and good for Dropout. 53-30. 23-point lead for Stanley County, looking to add to it. Pass up ahead by Bothwell's deflected right back to him. He uses that momentum to run down the floor. Tried to feed it inside for Austin Boxley. That goes off of a couple Chieftain Nike shoes and out of bounds and will stay with Stanley County. Bothwell will do the inbounding for the Buffaloes. His teammates line up in a straight line, and now they all exit out and start looping around. Gets the pass into Weston Prince. 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Here's a 3 on the way for Blaze Frost. Off the side iron. Boxley's going to chase down the loose ball, get the rebound. Stanley County will kick it back out to the top of the key and start the process over again with a fresh shot clock. Prince swings to Olsen. Olsen gives back to Prince. Prince back to Olsen out of the corner for Bothwell. Back up to the top. All swinging around the outside of the arc. Prince driving into the paint. Takes the contact off the glass and gets the roll. Really nice focus there by Weston Prince. And a good job of using the body to create a little bit of space. Here's a 3 on the way for Kingston. Big Eagle off the mark, just a bit short. Bounces right to Blaze Frost. Prince with a pass, picked off by Big Eagle. He read that the whole way. Puts up a 3. That's no good. Ball pops around right back to a Chieftain. Spin move in the lane. Given off to Sazu. Sazu's going to draw the foul, and he will head to the line. Try to get the 2. Kind of the same feel for Kingston Big Eagle in this Chieftain squad as it was on January 30th when these two teams played. Just feels like Kingston's understands the deficit and wants to take it all into his hands as the first free throw rattles in and out by Sazu. The problem is, Kingston's an outstanding player, but Stanley County's kind of got their eye on him as they come down the floor, and now we've got a foul. So the free throw will count for Crow Creek, and they'll get the possession back. It's going to be a push. Didn't see who they signaled on the number. Third team foul for the Buffs. Can't see under the walkway here who's inbounding for Crow Creek. It was Dropout who gets into Gibson. Now the ball continuing to swing, finds its way to Big Eagle at the top of the key. Back to Gibson. Gibson, guarded by Bothwell, gives up to Big Eagle. Big Eagle with a nice pass inside and a nice shot. Gets the roll. Justin St. John from the free throw line. Had the nice touch. All the momentum of that ball died when it got caught, like in between the backboard and the rim. Momentum just pulled it forward and through the hoop. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. As we expected, this bench 5 spent a majority of the time out there on the third quarter. How about this finish for Austin Boxley? What a feed inside. Looked like Kelby Olsen swung that pass to Boxley along the baseline. Boxley was able to draw the foul. It was Bryson Dropout with the contact. Boxley got the roll and the finish. We'll see if he can make it the three-point play. Boxley with 4 points. Make it 5 as he rattles in the free throw. Oh, they're going to wave it off. They're going to say lane violation against Stanley County. So that's 2 mistakes made on free throws. 1 on either end for Stanley County. That is 1 wiped out a point and 2 led to 2 points for the Chieftains. Here's Kingston Big Eagle in the lane. He puts it up just outside the arc, loses the shades. And some good sportsmanship there from Boxley and Brendan Bothwell, quickly going down to the hardwood to pick up the helpful eyes for Kingston Big Eagle. He's going to use the shorts to wipe those things off, get them cleaned up a little bit. I could never imagine having to play basketball wearing some sport glasses like that. I'm sure they're comfortable and sit pretty nicely on Kingston's face, but I've never worn glasses, let alone playing in a physical game like this. Big Eagle, with the glasses back on, knocks down both free throws. And here with 20 seconds left, shot clock going to be shut off. Weston Prince dribbling off the ankle, loses it. And here come the Chieftains back the other way. Dropout gives off to Big Eagle. 3 on the way for Kingston. That's off the front iron, no good. Boxley with the rebound, 5 seconds to play. Brendan Bothwell down the floor. He's going to be fouled. And they'll have 1.8 seconds to get the ball in and get off one final shot here to add to a 22-point lead before the start of the fourth quarter. Kelby Olsen will inbound for the Buffs. Weston Prince and Brendan Bothwell both kind of looking at each other, sharing some hand signals as to who goes where. Swings it in quickly. Shot on the way, and that was off the hands of Blaze Frost. That thing was a straight line shot, and it's no good. And that brings us to the end of the third quarter. All Stanley County Chieftains with a nice little run there to end the third, but it's still a 22-point lead, 57-35. Stanley County out in front. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this break with the start of the fourth quarter. You're listening to Playoff Basketball on KGFX and streaming on drgnews.com.
Ask for a wide variety of cleaning needs. Since 2003, we have developed the most effective methods and products to service virtually every type of industry. We're known for our exceptional carpet and upholstery cleaning, but did you know we also offer cleaning of all types of flooring, along with providing fire and water restoration, commercial cleaning, janitorial services, and construction cleanup. Service Master of Pier is a proud sponsor of TF Riggs Governors and Lady Govs, as well as Stanley County Buffaloes and Lady Buffs activities.
That moment when you realize...
60 KGFX Pier. Rebroadcasting on K276GT, 103.1 FM Fort Pierre. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Top of the hour here from Parkview. It's a 57-35 lead for Stanley County. They just got to hold on to make it to tomorrow night. Mobridge, Pollock, and Chamberlain just tipped off. We'll fill you in on that score. Stick around after the game for the Family Dental Lapeer and Gettysburg post-game show. We'll take a look at some scores from around the state. And I think Paxton Deal is going to be leaving here with a new Player of the Game t-shirt. He has been unstoppable tonight. He's hit 5 3-pointers, and he's only spent about half the game time out on the floor. Here he comes driving again, pulls up from the elbow. He simply can't miss. I mean, this is the best game I've seen maybe any player across the state have that we've covered all season long. Paxton Deal. I'm going to have to do some math here on my stat sheet to see what that 2-pointer got him to. This one is passed out of bounds, went through a couple bodies, and it'll go back to the Buffaloes. They're going to say that last touch Dion on its way out. Eddie Duffy with a wry smile. I think he thought that was going back to the Chieftains. Stanley County back on the offensive end. Hannah Montana driving baseline, but now swing it back up to Duffy at the top of the key. Dribbling with the left hand. What a finish for Eddie Duffy as he switches to the right in midair and gets his 8th points of the ball game. 61-35. Stanley County continuing to pour it on. Shot at the rim is up and no good for Justin St. John. It was a nice feed inside. He couldn't complete the 2-point play. Buffaloes get the rebound. Under 7 minutes to play. Tegan Breitag's got all the space in the world, and he still didn't pull the 3. You're leading 61-35. Take a chance on one, Mr. Breitag. Here comes Kata Montana inside the arc, just inside the arc, and knocking down the 2. Save some of these made shots for tomorrow night, boys. Passes out of bounds off the hands of Justin St. John and back to the Buffaloes. They lead by 28. Next 2 points will institute the running clock. Paxton Deal looking Joey Fisher's direction as he comes across midcourt. Leaf Green on the far side wing, swinging back. Duffy for 3 on the way. It's down. This is just like open gym, and nothing against Crow Creek. You just simply can't stop when a team is shooting like this. Here's a deep 3 from Big Eagle on the way. That missed everything, and Tegan Breitag there to clean up the rebound. 66-35. What a pass from Montana, who got it to Leaf Green. Montana had the rim if he wanted it, wanting to spread the wealth. Here's a short jumper for Breitag, and he knocks it down. Stanley County getting simply whatever they want on the offensive end. Hands in their face or not, they're making just about everything. Running clock is on. Big Eagle in the lane. Can't hit the short jumper. Tegan Breitag, yet another rebound. I should have brought more player in the game shirts. Here's a quick rifling right-handed pass to Breitag as he drives down the lane from Caden, Montana. And Breitag's not missing that one. And now a turnover by the Chieftains on the inbound pass. I think they got a little bit lackadaisical. And the pass went in and then back out of bounds, so it'll go back to the Buffaloes. And they're going to reset the shot clock here. Clock continuing to run as we creep under 5 minutes. It's a 70-35 lead for Stanley County. Quick pass into Leaf Green along the baseline. Saves it before it goes out. Swings to the elbow for Breitag. Out to Deal in the corner for three. Why not, Paxton Deal? Why not? He has hit 6 threes tonight. A timeout is taken. We're going to take it with him so I can count this up. I'm running out of space on my stat sheet for Paxton Deal. The lead is 73-35, and Stanley County's 4 minutes and 52 seconds away from advancing to the second round. We'll be back in this about 30 seconds after this Integra timeout. You're listening on KGFX.
Stanley County is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pites Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pites Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
To the bench, what we expect to be is final time for the night. And that's it for Paxton Deal. What a night it was. 29 points unofficially for Paxton Deal. 6 3-pointers. 18 points alone from outside the arc. What a night for Mr. Deal. 3-pointer on the way. No good for Dropow. Under 5 to play. 4:30 to be more exact for Stanley County. Their second 5 out onto the floor. That's starting 5 going to get some well-earned rest before tomorrow's matchup between either Chamberlain or Mobridge Pollock. Here comes a drive down inside for Blaze Frost. Loses the ball, but corralled by Baldwin. Stanley County secures the possession. 8 on the shot clock. Here comes a drive. Weston Prince can't get it to go off the glass. Strong rebound by Baldwin. Second shot put up is blocked by Big Eagle, but it's saved by Kelby Olsen. Stanley County back to work. Baldwin is fouled in the lane, and he will go to the line. Looks like they'll get Bryson Dropout with his second foul of the evening. And Noah Baldwin looks to get on the stat sheet for the first time tonight. Misses the first free throw. Gets the pass in from the official. Quickly shoots the second, and this one goes down. So Baldwin's got one. Stanley County in front 74-35. I think some people are going to see this score and get a little bit nervous about running into this Buffalo squad. Shot is up and no good for Bryson Dropout. Rebounded by the Buffs, and here they come back on offense. Rothwell dribbling with the left hand, switches to the right. Swings it across for Frost. Baldwin's got it on the left side wing with all kinds of space. Swings to Prince, who's wide open for three. Off the back iron, no good. Strong rebound by Dropout. Chieftains coming back the other ways with numbers, and it's lost out of bounds by Dion. He got sped up just a little bit as he was driving down into the lane, lost the handle on the basketball, and turned it back over. Stephen Jones checking in for the Chieftains, as is Trey Ross. Trey Ross, a 5'7", 8th grader. One of these guys that's going to be the future here, getting some instruction from Walter Gibson. Big Eagle almost comes away with the steal. Noah Baldwin gets it back, driving in the lane, puts up the right-handed scoop layup, couldn't get it to go, didn't have enough spin on the basketball. Here come the Chieftains back the other way. This one's kicked out to the corner. 3 on the way for Ross is off the mark. Ball bouncing around, secured again by Olsen. Olsen's pass for Bothwell was picked off by Dropow. Here come the Chieftains again back the other way. Dropow wants a 3 from way downtown. And a little bit too strong off the glass. Comes right back to Big Eagle, and Bothwell is going to be called for a foul on the shot. Looks like he got all ball on that one. And that'll be Brendan Bothwell's, I believe, 4th foul. He's headed to the bench to a resounding round of applause. And now the third-string guys are coming in for the Buffs. These guys have done a lot here this season. Played scout team, working against some of the better players in the state like Paxton Deal, Caden Montana. Now we get to see him out on the floor. Jack Deal comes into the game, as does James Fosheim. Trevor Caldwell out there alongside Joe Malm, and Austin Boxley still on the floor for the Buffs. 2:23 remaining, and these guys getting a really cool opportunity to play in a big postseason game here on their home court. Jack Deal had a big smile on his face when he checked into the ball game. Trevor Caldwell started up the floor after that second free throw by Kingston Big Eagle, but he's got 3. It was a 3-point shot he was fouled on. Big Eagle hits the front of the rim and gets that momentum to roll it forward one more evolution, and it falls through. Jack Deal will bring it up the floor, being worked on by Ross. Swings it across to Fosheim, and Fosheim going to get whistled for the travel. Running clock is going to bring us under 2 minutes here on this ensuing possession by the Chieftains. Again, stick around for the Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show. We'll take a look around the state. We'll update you on the Mobridge Pollock Chamberlain game. The winner of that game is coming here tomorrow night. And I expect this place to be off its rocker as it was the last time Mobridge Pollock was here. Pass inside intended for Dropow. And we've got a Joe Malm foul. It was a great night offensively all around for the Buffs, especially, obviously, for Paxton Deal, but especially Caden Montana, who seems like he got some confidence back. Here's a deep 3 on the way. Walter Gibson drops it in from the rafters. 74-40, Stanley County. Just wasting the clock down, ready to get the win, ready to start the celebration, but the job is not finished. This team wants to make a run, feels like they can. And if they play like they did tonight, they can get this kind of production out of Deal in Montana. There's a shot blocked, and the ball came right back to Joe Malm. He put up another jumper from the baseline, was off the mark. Nice block there by the Chieftains. But back to my point here is, I was saying, we can get the kind of production they got from their starting 5 as they make this run through the playoffs. There's not a lot of teams that can beat you when you're playing like the Buffaloes have here tonight. Walter Gibson wants 3 more. That one from almost the sideline. That was no good, but the rebound was secured by the Chieftains. Stephen Jones had it. Here's Big Eagle from way downtown. He knocked that one down about halfway home to Presho. 74-43, Stanley County needs to get it across midcourt and run out the clock on this ball game. They'll do just that. Austin Boxley will cover it up. Now it continues to swing around, and Jack Deal going to dribble it back towards midcourt. The clock is going to wind down and strike 0 on this game. The Stanley County Buffalo faithful on their feet. Well-deserved. 74-43. The Buffs get the win. We'll recap all of it for you. Some emotions understandable here for Kingston Big Eagle as he is face down on the hardwood. His final high school game comes to an end in heartbreaking fashion, but you got to tip your cap to Crow Creek. We'll talk all about it in the Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show. Great career, young man. Kingston Big Eagle, you'd have nothing to hang your head about. What a season it was for him. The Stanley County Buffalo season will continue. We'll recap all of it for you in our Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show. We'll be back in 60 seconds with that and more on KGFX and streaming on drgnews.com.
Now's your chance for a great deal on smoking fast fiber internet from Venture Communications. Upgrade to the speed you need, up to 1 gig. And with whole home Wi-Fi included as part of your service, experience no-lag gaming, your favorite music, web surfing, HD video streaming, and connect to the latest smart devices. If you're ready for an upgrade, call or visit Venture Communications online.
See live and archive video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
Welcome back into the Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show. We got some stars in the house. Herman Fettel just watched the Stanley County Buffaloes get the 74-43 win as the fans make their way out. They'll be back here in less than 24 hours as they await the winner of Mobridge, Pollock, and Chamberlain. What a win for the Buffaloes. What a night for Paxton Deal as he finishes with 29. Quickly, we'll take a look around the score at some other around the state at some other scores for you. They haven't updated the Mobridge, Pollock, Chamberlain scores. Sioux Valley leads Florence Henry 19-12, the start of the second period there. Madison leading Flandreau early in the second quarter, 13-10. Clark Willow Lake off to a great start against Great Plains Lutheran, leading 14-0 in the first quarter. Platte Geddes is still leading Miller 31-26. St. Francis Indian, they went to overtime against Todd County. It was 73 apiece at the end of regulation. St. Francis Indian gets the 84-80 win. And again, as we mentioned earlier in the halftime show, Mapialucha gets the win over Little Wound 45-42. Make sure you stay tuned to drgnews.com on the sports page. We'll bring you all the scores from around the state. Well, we got some business we got to take care of. Quickly, let's look back at some of the individual scoring. And, Crow Creek season comes to a heartbreaking end here tonight. They came in knowing that they were the underdogs, and they played a really nice game, but there's nothing you can do. There's simply nothing you can do when a team like Stanley County shoots the lights out like they did tonight. They just weren't missing anything, especially Paxton Deal. Kingston Big Eagle was very emotional down on the floor, some hugs going around for him. What a career for that young man. Son, you got nothing to hang your head about. You played a great game. All right, folks, looking at the individual scoring for the Stanley County Buffaloes, all unofficially, Tegan Breitag finishing with 11 points, Caden Montana with 15, hitting 3 threes, and Paxton Deal will hit 6 threes tonight, fished with 29 points, and had an unbelievable game this evening. Well, it's playoffs, and you know what that means. We've got not one but 2 Player of the Game t-shirts to hand out. So let's get to our segment of Bauman Lumber's Player of the Game. Before we do that, we'll hear a word from our friends who hand out these t-shirts, their friends at Bauman Lumber.
When you need building supplies, there's no need to go anywhere except to Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre. Bauman Lumber is locally owned and offers quality products, expert advice, free estimates, and free local delivery for large or small projects. Whether it's a home improvement project, remodel job, or all new construction, they even welcome special orders. Quality building materials and affordable prices for residential or commercial projects can be found at Bauman Lumber, 1223 Sale Barn Road, Fort Pierre, or call 223-9762.
And because it is postseason, we give out 2 Player of the Game t-shirts, and we're going to give one to either side. There's no denying that there are many deserving players of this Player of the Game t-shirt here tonight. On the Crow Creek side, Kingston Big Eagle, not only for a great game tonight, scoring those 12 points, hitting 4 threes. He had 14 points with the 4 threes, 2-point bucket inside, got him to that number 14. But, he had a great season all along and kind of carried this Crow Creek team that is a young squad that is still up and coming. I had the opportunity to see Highmore Herald in the Corn Palace. That is a young team that is still kind of finding their way, and this was kind of achieving above level for Highmore Herald and I use that example to just kind of compare it to what Crow Creek is. They got to the postseason. They had to come on the road into a tough environment against a very good team, but there was a lot to hang their hat on after this season and a lot for Seaboy and his squad to look forward to in the years to come. It is a young squad, but congratulations to Kingston Big Eagle. He is one of our players of the game tonight. And on the Stanley County side, a lot of deserving guys. Tegan Breitag had an unbelievable game in the paint, a lot of offensive rebounds, played very well defensively. He is well deserving, but Paxton Deal is just staring us right into the face, as is that South Dakota sun that was bleeding in onto the hardwood. He is tonight's player of the game, hitting 6 threes and scoring 29 points unofficially. So congratulations to both of those guys. They are now the owners of some player of the game t-shirts. Well, folks, if you enjoyed listening to this game on KGFX or watching on drgnews.com, reminder, you can download the DRG News app to make your listening experience much more streamlined and much more enjoyable. And you can bounce around from game to game. We have often got a lot of games going on across our airwaves, as we do tonight. We'll have the same thing tomorrow. So download the DRG News app so you can bounce from station to station and tune into all of the games. And also, folks, a lot of fans still sticking around, but for the folks that are making their way back to their homes here on this Friday night on your way home from the game, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds you to think twice, slow down in case of ice. You've got some place to be. This activity was brought to you by this station, its advertisers, the member schools of the SDHSAA. No rebroadcast in whole or in part may be made without the written permission of the SDHSAA. Big thanks to the SDHSAA for granting us access to film tonight's game and broadcast tonight's game. We appreciate you as we get to do this, continuing driving deeper into the postseason. Again, reminder, folks, Stanley County will take on the winner of Mobridge, Pollock, and Chamberlain, which just got underway. As I mentioned, stay tuned to drgnews.com to see who their opponent will be and when they will tip off tomorrow night. We will have the coverage for you on KGFX, and you'll be able to watch it live on drgnews.com. A big thanks to all of our great sponsors who made broadcasting Stanley County and playoff basketball available tonight. Our friends at Oahe Federal Credit Union, at Dunes Golf, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, Here Regional Airport, First Dakota National Bank, Stanley County Booster Club, Ferding Electric, and Bauman Lumber. Big thanks to our KGFX sports sponsor, Adventure Communication, and Bauman Lumber, our sports video sponsor. One final look at our Wegner Auto scoreboard here from Parkview Arena. It shows the Stanley County Buffaloes getting the first round win over the Crow Creek Chieftains, 74-43. For Haley Hansen back in the DRG Media Group World Headquarters, for Brian Menning on the camera, I'm Justin Cowart saying so long for tonight. We'll see you right back here tomorrow evening on KGFX and streaming on drgnews.com.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety.